Hey everyone, welcome to Randolph Talks. My name is Randy, and this is going to be a video about what I eat for super cheap and super healthy, and also how I make it. So all you'll need for this recipe is broccoli, carrots, green bean, Pam cooking spray, and sea salt. Also, you'll need a pan and an oven. So you're going to preheat the oven to 425 degrees, and the vegetables are going to go in there for 25 minutes. You're going to start by putting the broccoli in the pan, followed by the green beans and the carrots. So essentially what you're doing here is roasting the vegetables in the oven. And I personally think this tastes a lot better than steaming them or boiling them or any other cooking method that I've had. And it's not exactly unhealthy to spray it with this cooking spray because that's the next step. So you're going to be like, oh no, don't spray that. No, don't do that. It's better than drenching it in olive oil. It's just a little bit of oil to kind of char the vegetables over. And here you can see I'm just going to coat it with a little layer of salt. That's the only seasoning that I use. Of course, you can use more, but I found that to be pretty good for me. From here, you're just going to take the veggies and put them in that 425 degree oven and let that cook for 25 minutes. And I want to take this time to thank my Aunt Lori for letting me use her oven and her utensils, as well as showing me the recipe for these veggies and how to cook them. They come out very charred and nice and crispy, and the carrots caramelize over, so it tastes absolutely fantastic. I definitely recommend this method of cooking them. You should try it and leave a comment below. Let me know how it works out for you. And once I finish with the veggies and let them cool off a bit, I usually put them in a little Tupperware like you'll see here, and then I'll just microwave them for the next few days. Use them on the side. Sometimes I eat them right out of the Tupperware, or I put them on the side of other meals that I make. So it's definitely smart to make a gigantic batch, and it's super cheap too. It only costs a few dollars. So I take that, and that lasts me a while. This next recipe is one of my go-to cheap and healthy breakfasts. So for this, you're just going to need oatmeal, frozen blueberries, and frozen bananas. You're going to take the oatmeal and pour it out into a bowl. I use way more than a normal person will ever need. You can use a quarter of that amount, maybe even an eighth. So for this next step, I never measure it. I add water that's just enough to cover the oatmeal over the top, and not because I don't like it too dry and I don't like it too soggy either. Also, I want to remind you that I'm not using instant oats. I'm using the regular cooking oats. So these don't go in the microwave for 1 minute. These actually go in the microwave for about 3 minutes and 15 seconds, depending on your microwave. But that's what I usually set it to. Just make sure to cover it up so that it doesn't overboil. And here, that's what the oatmeal looks like after it comes out of the microwave. You're just going to add the frozen bananas that you froze the night before. And I take them with a fork and usually mix them in. The oatmeal is going to be too hot to eat anyways. So adding the frozen bananas in cools down the oatmeal a little bit and also melts the bananas. And it's a really sweet tasting after they've been frozen for a night. Next step is add frozen blueberries. These have the same effect where it's going to cool your oatmeal down, but it's also going to melt the fruit so that you're not eating frozen chunks of fruit. You're eating cool fruit and hot oatmeal with nice little pockets of cool. So it's definitely an interesting texture. I really like this a lot. It only costs maybe 50 cents per breakfast, probably more since I eat so much. But you definitely don't have to eat this much. You can have a quarter of the amount that I have. I just like to eat a gigantic oatmeal breakfast. And yeah, these are my two recipes for how to make good, yummy vegetables as well as good oatmeal for pretty cheap. Thanks for watching.